The world's divided, not united, not together. Socially, racially, economically, politically, it's a literal disaster. We don't even assemble anymore. Our system is drained, deprived, infected, dejected. Only reunions we have are on Friendbook. Only file sharing is images of ourselves. Conversations are geared toward babble, absent is an actual dialogue. There is no World's Fair anymore. Sorry, kid, ticket taker says as he doesn't take your ticket, as he doesn't turn you away, as there isn't any fair. There are no arcades. Gaming consists of consoles. Video stores consist of streaming. No more recommendations. No more night on the town. Slogan was, comfort, fun, all from your very own home. Remember we loved that statement? We thought such a sentiment was ideal? But as technology progressed, we saw it not as ideal as we thought. What if I don't want to sit all alone in my home? What if I actually want to be out and about? Imagine that. Sense of community is gone. Hardly anyone waves anymore. Sense of self is over. Everyone wants to be someone other than who they are. Passion is passé. Obsession is what people are into. Fuck the generations. Where are we as a nation? Because our current shit situation bleeds over into everyone. We're on our phone, in the internet, not listening, not engaged, not involved, not motivated. I wasn't drafted. I was discounted. I didn't go to war. I went to retail. I didn't hold a gun. I held an item. I wasn't told to contribute. I was told to consume. I saw the best minds of my time destroyed by indulgence, bloated, hysterical, naked. Maybe I can't express my current situation. Maybe my thoughts are longer than 140 characters. Maybe I can't completely articulate who I am in a post, and maybe that's okay. Social services breaking down doors of very few devoted parents at a rapid rate than any other time, interrogating parent for slapping arrogant hand of their give me more child, pleading parent dry, to where they become incapable of parenting. But their babies continue to grow in a field lacking vegetation. Therefore, there was no catcher, there was no rye. Shout out to all backyard barbecues of summers in glistening sun, where children leaped into pools, water spurted into faces of smiling family and friends, laughing it up, fully engaged with the ones around them. Seemed like it would last forever until adults got caught up in a world caught up in itself, the younger ones mirroring them in monstrous way. And those treasured memories they all shared, no longer nurtured, so they vanished from the minds. Before requests, there were introductions. Before statuses, there were dispositions. Before messages, there was dialogue. Before an overload of photo galleries displaying self-enamored, self-obsessed pictures, there were a few distilled images of precious moments. Before breakdown of the system, already broken, just not as severe, there was a moral imperative. A country capable but corruptively commandeered, ultimately failing their citizens, and an atmosphere their one last salvation, because it allowed them the ability to freely explore ideas of any reality they choose, invisible from indifference. Days that were, days that are, days that could be. Without proper guidance, we're just things we don't necessarily want to become, though have a penchant for, because it feeds into an easier sensitivity. an easier way of life. School system replacing world knowledge, inserting recycled lessons gone on to undo decades of generations. Lackluster environment is all around us. From tasteless food and drink we have, mundane movies we see, toneless music we hear, passionless pages we read, uneventful events we attend, relationships we have that we really aren't having. We are a failed kind, fault of our own and contribution from others. And silence begets what we know as truth, and truth screams out, destroying inner walls of silence, working itself through in midst of chaos or inside hollow shells of eternity. Those who do not embrace it will inevitably feel its wrath. All hippie chicks now having babies, talking about how great life is and how shitty it used to be. Funny. All too cool for school guys now not in school and ain't so cool no more. Justice. Waking up from having images of people you don't know, people you want to know, and people you'd rather forget. Songs remixed, remixes mastered, masters remastered. Movies from television shows, previously adaptations from plays, initially books inspired by short stories. We seem to revert back in a forward clusterfuck of shadows and substance, things and ideas, places and people. A over B plus 3 equals, yeah, that taught us nothing. Why don't we focus on learning life lessons, managing our finances, forming real relationships, cultivating a career, how to fail only to obtain success and thrive once achieved through having that failure inform us? If anything, technology that was supposed to bring us together has done exact opposite of what it intended, in that it has torn us apart, making the already socially inept, socially isolated, and giving that once social being an excuse to be inept. How can we tune in when we have already dropped out? You know why they call it high school? You have to be high in order to endure it. Struggling young adult isn't happy. Struggling young adult is getting evicted from its home. Struggling young adult is getting evicted because it can't pay its bills. Struggling young adult can't pay its bills because it's drowning in student debt. Struggling young adult is drowning in student debt because it wanted an education. Struggling young adult wanted an education so it could one day afford a home. As far as excess, we were born into it. Want to eat? Enjoy until you erupt from all chemicals compounding your system? Want to quench your thirst? Drink if you don't mind the fluoride in the water making you weak. Want to walk outside? Oops, you just got shot. Randomly? And by who? Some sicko who didn't even get a chance to know what a sicko you are when they shot you. Want to drive a car? Smash, rear-ended, and for what? Someone else's stupidity? Or possibly your own? Want to enjoy world's air around you? Take it in? Go ahead if you don't die from carbon absorbed into the sky daily. But we do. We take in the world every day. We live. We have to. And we can make a difference. We can make an impact within the difference of what we make. From Louis Falcinelli's Bottlerot.